Hey y'all, what's up? Stuck at school, I got class coming up in another half hour or so. Guess technically I don't need this, nobody's in here. I think it's the only camera that's on in the classroom, we'll see. So I was asked to give a quick update as to where I'm at and all that kind of stuff. We're coming up on 2 years. Yeah, next week Monday is 2 years. Wow, 2 years. Well, a lot of things have made a lot of progress in the past 2 years. Um, Realistically, I would imagine recovery wise, this is about what I get. Everything can be made stronger. However, there are certain things that'll never be 100% right. My ankles will never be 100% right. They're decent. They're letting me do a lot of the stuff I want to. I have foot launched a few times. However, they're not trustworthy. I really will probably stick with the retractor trike for a while at least. I do have the ability to foot launch if I want to, but I know the last thing I really want to do is injure something that's not 100%. So, make good decisions screwing that up for me. Yeah. Oh, we got people coming in. Well, big improvements. Obviously, big improvements in my voice. Again, that's something that's never going to be right. It will get stronger and stronger, but really it's not going to be where it ever was before. So a lot of the damage that I actually did incur in the accident, the nerve damage by far is the hardest to overcome. That doesn't really heal. I can kind of adapt and overcome, teach things to do what they're supposed to. I've done a pretty good job of relearning how to swallow, how to talk, how to eat, that kind of thing. It's amazing just how much work it takes. A few of the other things that I'm going to have, no matter what, long term. I have an intolerance to temperature change, and really that's because part of the nerve damage was on one of the sites that really does control body temperature. So again, it might get more tolerable. However, it's never going to be right. So people always ask, do I know what actually happened? And in all honesty, it took probably 20 or 30 hours of flight time to kind of have it all sink in. I know for certain now exactly the string of events that led to my accident. And there was one on the internet not that long ago about a gentleman whose brake was dangling, got caught in the prop, actually severed the brake handle off. Man, he was lucky. So in my instance, what actually happened was, if you go back and review the video, and please don't, but if you go back and review the video, when I hit that great big turbulence going over the power plant, that big hit that I took, I'm not sure if maybe that right brake wasn't completely stowed. I'm not sure if maybe when I hit the bump, it was enough to jerk it off the magnet and have it come undone. But in flight, after I hit that big bump, I immediately started making a really strong right-hand turn. When I looked to grab my brakes, this brake was on the magnet, this brake was missing. So I remember looking behind me, and I could see the brake line behind my head, and no matter what, I could not grab that handle to save my life or the line. So what I ended up actually having to do was, in flight, while I'm actually beginning my spiral, I had to reach around, grab it with my left arm, pull it through the netting. My handle actually just went between the knots of the netting, got hung up in the netting. That was enough for me to get both hands on my brakes. By then, I'm in a flat spin right to the ground. And I realize now that really, as I was beginning that spiral, Really, I should have grabbed my reserve, thrown my reserve, would have been the smartest thing to do. When I reached over to grab, all I did is start my weight shift, and I really just amplified that spiral a lot. And that kind of locked me into a spiral. The last thing I remember was going straight for the ground, one break in each hand, and I really had no idea if I was over the lake, over water, over who knows what. I didn't. I knew I wasn't over a home or something like that. However, I remember looking down, and all I wanted to do was try my best to land on my feet and not face first. So when I did, buried my brakes. I swung out underneath my wing. When I did, my ankles and my feet are what hit the ice first. When it did, I kind of punched through the ice. The ice ended up hitting me in the chest, folded me over. So that's when I got put under the ice. And really, that was the most dangerous part of all of this. Again, why and how Brad and his daughter heard me hit the lake. Why in the world that man would get up, drive to the end of the road just to see, and then be good enough to climb into the lake himself and pick my head above water. I really have no idea why in the world that happened, really. I have had a bunch of testing over the summer, lots of MRIs and all that stuff. Given my physical condition, they estimate I was probably under the water for right around 6 minutes, 5.5 to 6 minutes. Realistically, my neurologist right now said there really isn't any reason why you started breathing on your own. Some of the nerve damage that you have incurred really should have kept you from wanting to breathe. We really have no idea why you started all that, and I really don't know either. Why the good Lord himself saved me, I really don't have any idea. But I'll try to be a good person. I'll always try to pay it forward, and it's gonna make me a better person no matter what. At least I hope so. We'll see. Now, as far as where I've been since all of this, let's see. I was injured in February. March, April, May, and June was really me trying to figure out how to swallow, how to eat, how to walk, how to move the right hand side of my body. Really, after about 8 or 9 months, we got to the point where everything now moves pretty much normal again. But really, that took 9 months, maybe almost a year. At about the 9-month mark, when I was pretty sure I had good control of my motor function, that's when I started flying again. For the record, I love my retractor trike. It is just like flying foot launch in the air. You almost don't notice it at all, and landing and launching is super problem free. So I really do enjoy my trike. After about 12 months, really everything kind of came back, how it happened. Knowing exactly what happened in that event really was a big help when it came to spending more time in the air. Realizing the chain of events that led up to my accident really was good for the mind. It did a good job of kind of putting the mind at ease. Now I know what, now I know what not to do. Hopefully we don't do that mistake again, we'll see. But now I know what not to do. Well, in that time, been doing more and more flying, really trying to make good decisions. I'm not flying on bad days and things like that. But I have managed to get quite a bit accomplished hour-wise. I probably have about 140 hours on my retractor trike and paramotor and my Nivea Link 2 wing. I'll probably be looking for a new wing come this summer. I've really loved the BGDs lately. It's probably going to be my next wing. We'll see. Actually, I'm sure my next wing is probably going to be a Nivea car bus, because one of the things I did accomplish, and I'm really proud of this, I really thought I was going to get my tandem maybe a year and a half after I started flying. We're at like 4 years now. Took me a lot longer to be sure that I was going to be comfortable taking somebody up with me. Me launching, flying around in a paramotor, risking myself, that's one thing. Me taking another person up with me and me being responsible for them and their safety, that really was a lot harder to absorb. And I'll be honest, I know the repercussions of doing something dumb in the air. I would never, ever want to be responsible for doing that to someone else. So, it took me a long time to kind of figure it out, but I really needed that next step. I was lucky enough that over Christmas break, again, I teach college, I'm lucky enough to have 3 weeks off over Christmas break. I was lucky enough to go down to One Up Adventures, and Travis, Allie, and Kyle, we ended up getting my tandem and my basic flight instructor certification. So now I'm legal for tandem, and super excited about that. I have a Zenith trike coming. Most likely it'll be May or June before it finally gets here. But I had lots of considerations for wanting to fly. And in all reality, given the type of flying I intend to do tandem, I really need something that the passenger is very secure in. I don't have to worry about them balancing. I don't have to worry about them weight shifting around. The Zenith trike works perfect for that because they're right out in the open up in front. They're locked in nice and neatly. Very easy to see over them. Bringing someone up tandem, if I can do that in a really, really quality tandem trike, really just puts the mind at ease a little bit more, and it's going to make the whole process simpler. It's got a Cosmos 300 on the back of it. Really looking forward to it. When I was down at One Up, I was lucky enough to be able to do maybe 11 tandem flights, 12. When I was down there also, got to hang out with some really cool people. Got to do a whole bunch of flying there and in Wauchula, Florida. So got to see a whole bunch of people that I really do think a lot of. It really was a super great environment. Great people. Can't wait to go back again next year. Probably stay a little longer next year, we'll see. Maybe I'll go a little earlier and stay a little later. Definitely would be worth it. Well, I will say I'm desperately looking forward to summer. Right now we have a solid foot of snow on the ground. It's been fun for snowmobiling and stuff like that, but I haven't been in the air in 2 weeks. It's kind of driving me crazy. The sad part is I'm out snowmobiling around. When I come to a stop, I'm looking up in the sky, looking at all the clouds, seeing if it's flyable. Apparently I have issues. Well, much love y'all. Hope y'all have a great night. Fly on, have fun, go fast, make good decisions. Safety third. Don't be a dick. Give everything. Peace.